a question that I felt was really important on a recent video. It was from a person who just graduated boot camp, and they're a reservist like I am. So they were asking about active duty opportunities. How do you go active duty while you're a reservist, and can you? How easy is it? And just sort of what's it like? And it sounded like from their experience at boot camp, there wasn't a lot of people there who could answer their questions because they weren't reservists. So this question resonated with me because I could relate with that. I know that they don't have enough reservists in those types of training situations, so oftentimes who can answer those questions. So basically, to go active on the reserve side, there's a couple different ways, but primarily we have what's called PeopleSoft Direct Access, and that's the program that we use to track our drills. It's anything that we do to get paid, all our readiness standards, training, certificates, things like that. It's kind of our hub for administrative job-related items in the Coast Guard. So once you do get set up at your first unit, your supervisor will get you set up with your direct access profile, and that's where you'll go in and schedule your drills, schedule your 2 weeks of active duty for every year, and you can put in training requests, things like that. So where does active duty fall into that? There's a sidebar tab called mobilization resume. It's going to be over on the left side, and it's going to be under profile and tasks. So there's a whole navigation system there you'll learn. So you go to mobilization resume, and then you can put in the parameters that you're looking for. So geographic, you put in your rating, your rank, the time, the dates that you're looking to activate, and it'll populate a grid of all the opportunities in the Coast Guard for mobilizations. And this can include deployments. Like right now, there's actually a lot available in Florida, Key West, for the Cuban migrant situation. But there's always stuff like that going on. And the other thing you'll see is a lot of times parental leave opportunities, which I've talked about on the channel before. So parental leave is a new program that's rolled out in the last couple of years, where you can fill in for your exact rating at a unit that needs you. So if someone is going on parental leave after having a baby and they're going to be out for 2 or 3 months from the office, you can fill in for that role if you qualify. Like if you have that rating, and if you have the qualifications that are necessary to fulfill that role. And so those come up all the time, because it's just whenever somebody needs it. So go on there periodically and just look, see if there's an opportunity somewhere that you are interested in. Sometimes there's opportunities in Hawaii, sometimes it's DC or New York or Texas. It could be anywhere. And the nice thing about it is you choose where you want to go. You choose if and when you activate. And I know a lot of people who are basically, they're called career reservists. And what that means is they just go from deployment to deployment. So they're not activated for 4 years. They're picking up an 8-month deployment, and then they're going to jump to a 6-month deployment. And then they might go do a 2-month parental leave augmentation and what have you. So the benefit to that is that you're still accruing points and you're getting paid as you would have active duty, but you're also controlling when and where for how long you deploy. Pick up any of these particular opportunities because there'll be other people oftentimes that are also applying for them, but you have that opportunity, and you just have to put your name out there. So that's the voluntary side of it. And then the involuntary side is when a disaster happens and they call you up. And this is where a lot of it depends on what your rating is. Like I'm an MST, so I work in that world. So when pollution type incidences happen, that's when I'm more likely to get called up. So like Deepwater Horizon was the big one for me in my career, the BP oil spill. So I got called up for that. But that was the only, yeah, I believe that was the only involuntary period of active duty that I did in my career. So every other time that I did a deployment or a period of ADOS or parental leave, it was voluntary. It was my choice. So it's nice to have that as an option if you're either, maybe you're in between jobs, or you're just, you're interested in the Coast Guard and you want to do it full time, but you want to have a little bit more uh, control and leverage over yourself and where you go. Because if you sign up, if you go active duty for a 4-year enlistment, I mean, you're going where the Coast Guard tells you. You have a dream sheet, you could put in where you want to go, but there's no guarantees. So, you know, it's just something to think about. If you're already a reservist, you went through boot camp and you joined as a reservist, uh, you're in a great spot to um, go wherever you want, but you have to be a little bit patient, and you have to be, understanding that you're not necessarily going to get every opportunity you look for. And then one other thing to think about is that, unfortunately, if you're non-qualified and you're non-rated, you haven't gone to A school yet, it's a lot less likely that you're going to pick up an active duty opportunity. But I hope that helps. I hope that I'll try to put together a more formalized video. Kind of just relaxing on Father's Day, so I want to answer that question because I felt like it was important. And you mentioned you hadn't reported to your new unit yet, so um, I don't know, where you're going and how much the people know about this sort of thing, wherever you're going to be reporting. But yeah, I agree that there's not a lot of it out there, and that's part of why I'm here. Is part of why I started this channel. So I really did want to get on here and answer that, and I hope that helps. And if you have any follow-up questions, please just let me know in the comments, and I'll answer as soon as I can. But I hope you have a great rest of your day.